The loneliness that comes with being the strongest. Analyzing the character of Gojo Satoru. Gojo Satoru is strength personified. At least he appears that way. The absolute strongest shaman with no contest. The head of an entire generation. A man who is literally untouchable, who floats above others. Gojo seems to exist in an envious position. He has what all the characters in the manga want, to be strong enough that he can accomplish everything he desires. However, being strong is not everything, as the Jujutsu Kaisen world is depicted as an unknowably complex one where matters are not solved on strength alone. Gojo is a unique character because his absolute confidence in himself to the point of arrogance is not presented as a character flaw. Rather, he's allowed to believe in himself and he's allowed to be selfish without the story feeling the need to humble him and knock him down a peg. His strength is just another complex facet of his personality. His confidence in his own strength is simultaneously his best quality and his worst flaw. Satoru Gojo is presented to us as a goalpost of the manga. Other characters want to become as strong as he is, especially the main character Itadori Yuji. Let's set up a basic definition of strength. In the world of Jujutsu sorcerers, where fighting against extremely powerful curses is the norm and you could die any day, strength often comes to mean raw fighting ability. However, strength is also a means to an end. Strength is agency. Individual strength means you are stronger than others and can impose your will on them or realize your own will. Itadori even says as much because he was not strong, he was not able to save anyone, and he also almost killed a friend. In that moment, because he was not strong enough to defeat his opponent, his agency, and his choices were taken away from him. This is also demonstrated in his fight against Sukuna in Sea of himself. Itadori has a spell imposed on him that will literally strip his agency away. Sukuna gets total control for a period of time, etc., etc., and he's forced to endure these circumstances because he was not strong enough to defeat Sukuna inside of himself. In a word where physical fighting is the norm, that's strictly rigged on a power scale structure, weakness in combat can also mean helplessness. Therefore, the power of individual strength is not necessarily a bad thing. It's an attempt to reclaim agency. Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara all want their strength to achieve some secondary goal. Strength is what they assume will get them their agency. It means if they are strong enough, they will not have to endure forced helplessness, like the time they watched Itadori die. This is not necessarily wrong. Improving your skills and getting better as a person is one way to improve your situation in this world. Often people who realize what they want and go after it have more agency in their lives than people who are only passive and only ever wait and react to things. The manga does a good job of setting up that pursuing individual strength, while it may be self-centered, is not necessarily a bad thing. It's one way, among many, to deal with life. Gojo, who already has acquired the strength to impose his individual will on the world, therefore is seen as the top of the world and the objective for so many students. Hidden Inventory is an arc that does a fantastic job of establishing both the way Gojo thinks and also the flaws of that thinking. Gojo's opening scene establishes his character pretty well. We see Utahime trying to think her way through a situation in the past and coming up with a strategy. Then, Gojo helps by blowing it up. Remember, this is the Hidden Inventory arc, a flashback arc. Gojo's characterization is slightly different back then. The main theme of this arc is how Gojo came to learn that sheer strength through Jujutsu sorcery was not the only solution to his problems. Watch the rest on my YouTube channel.